it's Leslie Meredith from Breakbulk Events and Media. I'm here in Houston at Breakbulk Americas, and I'm joined by Dave Huffman, who's with Navis. He and his colleagues just finished a technical presentation, which is great. Give us some highlights from what you were trying to convey to the audience.
Sure. So we were trying to demonstrate what it means to replace some of these legacy pieces of hardware that you have in a terminal. Things like old GPS trackers, or some of those old kind of handheld computers, etc. And we're actively building a strategy of replacing those with consumer devices, right? So think about like iPhones or tablets, and then of course software. So replacing dedicated hardware for things like scanning barcodes with a camera on a phone and a piece of software that can actually scan the barcode automatically for you. We started this journey, I guess, about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now. We've invested a lot of time and effort in making sure that our software solutions are obviously robust enough to be used on these consumer hardware, but also can replace these legacy devices that were kind of unitaskers, devices that did one thing and one thing only.
Exactly, and I can see so many benefits for the terminal, right? You don't have to buy those one-off devices.
Exactly.
So you've got that, plus you've got your people using something they're very familiar with, as far as, the main ways of using their phone. Whoever walks around without their phone these days,
Exactly.
right?
You feel weird if you forget your phone, right? It feels.
That's exactly right. So really what we're down to is people need to be trained on the software, and as a user experience expert, what's your thought process as you're building that software and fine-tuning it? How do you make it as easy to use, but still, as productive as possible?
That's actually a great question. So my general philosophy, and kind of Navis's philosophy as a whole, is that software shouldn't be an impediment to doing your job, right? So our goal with our new UIs, our software, is always to have it be as intuitive and as natural as you're doing your job. You don't have to think about it, right? We're trying to limit the need for training of labor, right? If you've got 10,000 workers, the training costs alone could be tremendous, right? But if the software is intuitive and easy to understand, if you know how to do your job already, my job is to load these containers from this ship onto these cranes, it should be easy that you just look at the software. It should be immediately apparent how to use it, what you need to do, and you can actually just do it with minimal and ideally no training whatsoever.
Oh, how interesting. So tell me, what is the Navis software actually used for? Some real world examples.
Our software powers hundreds of terminals around the world. We interface with just about every device that you might see in a terminal. Everything from a gate appointment system to OCR readers at the gate, to downloading or interfacing with BAPLI for load lists and discharge lists, interfacing with scales for weighing containers, interfacing with pretty much any piece of technology that might be at a terminal. So it's a very robust solution, a very big solution, and of course a very complicated dance at a terminal. It's a complicated process from getting a container in the gate, into the stack, onto a crane, and onto a ship, and vice versa. So our software interfaces with all of that hardware, as well as optimizing those workflows. We have a lot of optimization engine, machine learning algorithms that run in the background to make sure that we're unloading the right container at the right time, putting it in the right place in the stack, so that there's minimal needs for rehandling of containers or breakbulk or whatever it might be that you have at a terminal.
That is fascinating. Now, if we zoom out a little bit on that picture, Commissioner Carl Bensel from the Federal Maritime Commission yesterday was saying that one of the things they're looking at is really promoting transparency and communication between maritime entities. So it seems like that is right in your ballpark, right? So as we pull back, are terminals within a, say a port operators, maybe they have hundreds of terminals. Are they able to aggregate that data and draw conclusions or come up with actions that the data points to?
Historically, terminals have been islands of data.
Yeah.
Right? They don't like to share data. It's proprietary. It's their own thing. They want to share process and operations. Which can lead to problems, right? Because you have backups at a terminal, at one terminal in a port. You could back up the roads for miles around and affect other terminals, right?
Yes.
So our strategy has been and continues to evolve into one of trying to get people to share data as much as possible, right? I think our 5-year vision is to have a place where we are able to, like you said, aggregate that data to provide insights to not just one terminal, but all of the terminals in a port, right? So that everybody can benefit from those learnings, from understanding what the ebbs and flows are of, say, gate traffic or vessel traffic, to hopefully avoid those bottlenecks that we're seeing like today at Port of LA.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's really, excuse me, something that's talked about just even at the consumer level. People that have nothing, no ties to the port, right? That's really in the news. So that is interesting. What else is ahead for Navis?
I think our strategy now is really looking at how we can expand our scope of operations, right? We're looking at inland operations, we're looking at rail, extending into the rail space. Obviously we have on-dock rail today. We've been very, very powerful in that for a long time. We're actually extending that inwards, right? We are also
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
what data looks
The
like.
train show floor is
How
going
do
to
we
be
derive
closing in
actionable
15
insights
minutes.
from all of these
The
huge
train
amounts
show
of
floor will
data
be closing
that
in
we
15
have
minutes,
at a
and I'd like to
terminal,
remind you
across
to
the
please
globe.
keep all boxes and materials inside your exhibits
We've got algorithms
until we
today
get the carpet
that are
up.
optimizing that.
Once we get the carpet up, we'll be
trying
able
to
to
get those
expedite your
algorithms to
exit, so
actually
it'll happen a lot
push
quicker.
those
It'll help us with
actionable
that, and if
insights
not,
to
we'll
the
get you
users that can actually execute on them earlier in the game, right? So I know about something that's going to be a problem 30 minutes from now rather than a problem right now. So I can actually maybe make some changes to actually fix that problem before it becomes a problem.
Yeah, that's great. That's inspiring. Well, I want to thank you for sharing this information with us.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's so great. We don't get enough technology, so I'm excited you're here sharing it.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.